What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and alright, I got some breaking news for you. Before I get to that though, I do want to mention just a couple other things. First of all, I want to let you know about the draft. So the draft is still going on. They still plan to do the selections, and it's going to be televised, etc. But the live event has been canceled due to the coronavirus. And that's kind of what we expected. That's what I had, mentioned in my previous videos, is the likely thing to happen and what they would likely do. It looks like that's what's going to happen, and that will likely stand. So it'll probably just be, a televised event with Roger Goodell, announcing the picks, first day or whatever. They'll figure it out logistically, but there's not going to be a live event with a big crowd, etc. So fans are not going to be able to go to it, which sucks, but obviously it's necessary. Also, the next thing that I wanted to let you know about, free agency has begun, so things are starting to whirl. I just wanted to let you know the Dolphins have been named as one of the top teams looking to possibly sign cornerback Byron Jones. He's a really good player and would be great opposite Xavier Howard for sure, but he would command a big contract, and I'm not personally, as you guys know, I'm not a fan of going out and signing the big, signing guys to big contracts in free agency. I want to find guys that are going to be cheaper, young, cheaper guys that, could be potential, diamonds in the rough, right? Guys that nobody, necessarily knows about, and then prove you're good at evaluating, pluck the guys that don't currently have big contracts or are necessarily expected to receive big contracts, and, develop them into something so you can get them on the cheap. But we'll see how all that plays out. But the Dolphins have made their first signing, and so it looks like it is on the offensive line, and it is a pretty big contract, and it is for a guard. So, as you guys know, my philosophy is the guards are not the premier positions. Having good guards is wonderful, but the guard is not the premier position. You want to build the skeleton of your offensive line, which is your tackles, one of which being the blind side for your quarterback, but both of them are obviously your bookends, and then your center. He commands the line up there. He's got all the reads. He's got the calls. He's fucking snaps the ball, right? So it's your skeleton that's the most important. But they did just sign a guard, and there are multiple reports. Ian Rappaport, the Dolphins agreed to terms with Ereck Flowers on a $30 million deal over 3 years with 19.95 million fully guaranteed. So pretty much 20 million of it fully guaranteed. So that is a pretty big contract. We'll have to look at, and see how it all breaks down. But I mean, they're already starting. We expected them to be. That's why, like, anybody that was saying that they weren't going to be big spenders in free agency is ridiculous. And I expect there to be more signings and probably sizable contracts, especially since they also got rid of Rashad Jones, which was their largest contract still on the books. So they have a ton of money. They're gonna blow through it, and they've started already with the signing of Ereck Flowers. Now, it's an automatic upgrade without question at the guard position. But having said that, it is a big contract, and we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see how it works out. So real quick, let's see. The Miami Dolphins have signed Ereck Flowers, $30 million, blah, blah, blah. On the phone, we're now agreeing on terms. I'm excited to go to, this is a quote from him. I'm excited to go to Miami. That is where I am from. I always wanted to be home. That's why I stayed home in college. New York for me was just a learning experience. Everything after that has been great. So he's excited to go to Miami, which is cool. Obviously, he gets $20 million in guarantees, but whatever. This is another take from somebody. Not sure what the Dolphins were thinking with this mammoth deal for Ereck Flowers, but hey, good for Flowers. So that's the thing, right? And so part of enticing some of these guys to even come here is the massive contracts, and I told you they were going to have to do that. I mean, he is a Florida guy, so maybe he genuinely does feel like coming back to Florida is great, and there is no state income tax in Florida, but you know, without question, like I said, to get some of these guys to come in here, they're going to have to entice them with extra money. Yeah, anyway, so that's that for now. Yeah, anyway, that's the big news for right now. Like I said, things are starting to, you know, things are starting to whirl. Real quick, one more tweet from Armando Salguero. Sources tell me the Dolphins are signing Ereck Flowers to play offensive guard. Yep. He played offensive tackle for the Giants and it wasn't good. He was very good as an offensive guard for Washington last year. So we'll see how it plays out. You know, obviously it's going to be a new place. Almost the entire roster is going to be new. The entire coaching staff is pretty much new. It's going to be new schemes. We're going to have to see who else is going to be on the O-line and see what the rest of the moves that they make. So there's a lot. And real quick, again, to be fair, I like Ereck Flowers, and it's certainly an upgrade, but it is a massive contract, and you know, I would certainly do things a little bit differently in that regard, because again, my main focus is building through the draft, and also not only that, but let's also just quickly note that, again, depending on what they do in free agency will depend on what they do in the draft, obviously. But if they, and I mentioned this before, if they do start signing a bunch of, you know, big contracts on that offensive line, then we can expect even more so. That leads us to believe that they are then going to trade up to go get their quarterback, because then they are going to think, okay, well, we finished, you know, or we fixed the offensive line. I mean, look, now we got Ereck Flowers. They probably will take, you know, 1 or 2 offensive linemen somewhere in the draft. But they might, you know, wait until, you know, the mid rounds to start taking guys like they did with Dieter in round 3 last year. And then be like, look, you know, we got all this capital. Let's go get our quarterback. We fixed the offensive line and we're good to go. Well, let's see if that works out. Let's see if that's what happens, and let's see if it pans out for them. Again, and this is how I'll end it. I've always said, I hope that they prove me wrong, and I hope they can get this right. I don't think so. I don't think that the evidence points in that direction, but I would love to be able to admit that I was wrong. Alright, anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoy my videos and perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.